Hey everybody, it's Jessa, and today I'm going to talk about this book right here. It's called Private Demon by Lynn Viehl. So this book right here is one of my favorites. I just recently finished reading it, and I even took some notes on it. There's actually 7 books in the series. The order, which we're going to show right here: If Angels Burn, Private Demon, Dark Need, Night Lost, Evermore, Twilight Fall, and Stay the Night. And this is the second in the series. I picked it up without knowing it was the second in the series, but it's still really, really good. And it's actually from 2005. So my original thought was that this was about a girl who fell in love with an incubus, okay, which is a male demon believed to have sexual relations with a sleeping woman. Okay, it's about an incubus vampire who comes to a woman named Gemisha in her dreams while she's sleeping. However, there are many other stories going on as well. In the book, the incubus is actually a French vampire. All the vampires in this book are French. They speak French. They have a French vocabulary to define themselves. And that just really puts an interesting spin on the whole vampire book phenomenon that's going on. Like I said, there's a lot of other stories going on as well. We have gangs, we have a vampire romance, we have a love triangle, we have a side story about an ex-priest who's working at a homeless shelter for teens, and all of those elements formed into this book really make it like a really interesting and like real story. So at first it's hard to keep up because there's all these different aspects going into the book, but then later you kind of understand everything. So the incubus vampire, his name is Thierry Durand, and he's kind of like this crazy, like he's so old that he's losing his mind slowly, but he also still has his sanity, and the book changes perspective quite often, but part of the book is through his perspective, and so you can tell when he's just totally insane and when he's having moments of clarity. And then there's this other vampire who's like old, wise, he's African American, and his name is Mr. Joust, and he's cared for Gemisha since her infancy and has since fallen in love with her as she's gotten older. And he's competing for her love with Thierry Durand, the incubus vampire, unknowingly. Thierry and Mr. Joust finally meet at the end of the book. You have to read what happens because it'll just blow your mind. And Gemma will choose one. It's going to either be the man that she's known all her life or the new man in her dreams. You'll just have to find out. So there's a lot of different characters we've got going on here. The vampire to vampire romance that I was talking about is between Alexandra and Michael Cyprian. Alexandra used to be human, but she's recently vampire, but she's kind of like a different breed of vampire. It's really cool. And Michael is just like this savage vampire, but they're both desperately in love with each other. And I can tell from reading this second book that the first book was about Alexandra and Michael and their love story and how they met. So I'm looking forward to going back and reading that one now. So there's many different characters, like I was saying. And what I usually do is when there's like 6 or more characters in a book, I will make myself a character map. And I refer back to it, like I'll just like make notes in the beginning of the book and I'll refer back to it while I'm reading the book, and it definitely helps me. So if anybody is reading this book and needs help, or if they want a character map before they start reading the book, I'd be happy to provide you with one. Just let me know in the comments down below. Beginning at page 200 of this book, there are so many twists and so many mysteries revealed that you're just like, oh my gosh, like this is so good, and you're just like flipping, like it's a page turner, definitely towards the end. I couldn't contain my excitement, honestly, and I would definitely recommend this book. I would have to say I would give it 4 out of 5 stars, and you can purchase it on Amazon for $6. I actually looked, and you could purchase all of the 7 books in the series on Amazon. They're all about $6, but I got this at Half Price Books for just $2, which is awesome. Next week, we're going to be reviewing Space Paste. This is actually glitter that you can use, well, we'll talk about it next week. Also, if you liked this video and you liked my makeup review video, please subscribe. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. You can follow me on Instagram by the name beauty&books, spelled out beauty and A-N-D books. Thanks guys, bye.